Yeah, we're entering year 4 now. Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, hanging out with a bunch of nerds, and this is our October fan game. I have the honor of running. So if you guys just want to let them know who you are and what character you're playing.
I'm Michael, or Fraganator, playing Ander Undergallo, Ghostwise Halfling Shadow Monk.
Hello, I'm Kevin, and I am playing Lesrin. She is a half-elf paladin.
I'm Scott, and I'm playing Malon, the high elf wizard.
And I'm Pat. I'm playing Thorgrim, the barbarian. I hit things with my axe.
I'm Kyle. I'm playing Pavu, the Goliath paladin.
Awesome. Well, welcome everyone, and I'm happy to be running for you guys today. So we're going to jump right into the action. And you guys are, traveling together, your companions. You've all been adventuring for quite some time. Whether you normally adventure together or not is completely up to you. But in this instance, you guys are just coming off of an adventure together. You've just strolled into the town of Hoggleford. It's kind of a quaint, sleepy little town. One road, one tavern. The harvest moon is bright in the sky. The sun has just gone down. It's like dusk. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, we're in the tavern?
You're in a town. You just basically came off the road. You keep traveling through. You can stop for the night.
What sort of tavern are we talking about? Is it just is it pretty grubby? Pretty.
It looks well kept. The whole town looks well kept. It looks kind of idyllic, but it's still rustic. There is one river, running alongside of it. It's probably why they formed the town here. It looks like it's mostly agriculture, farming.
Okay.
They might get some traffic from the river. The tavern is the last nobleman's last call is the name of the tavern.
Nobleman's last call. Okay.
And looking at it, you're guessing there's probably never been a nobleman that's even walked through these doors. But it does seem a little unusually busy for the size of the town. Almost like the whole of the town is poured out into this place.
I'm gonna say, well, I'll talk to my point out to my companions. I'm basically more inclined to go towards this one than to this place, than since it seems vaguely domesticated rather than try my luck in the wild.
The tavern
has ale. That's my opinion.
It's towards that time of day where you guys are going to be looking for a bed somewhere. You could do it in the tavern. You could sleep under the stars. You could maybe keep pushing your luck a little bit. Perhaps find a farmstead to stay at.
I'm leaning more towards the tavern, personally.
Me as well.
Yeah. Might be easy to find a farmstead to stay at because the farmers are in there already.
Yeah.
Seems like the whole town's in there.
That's true.
So, I guess we into the nobleman's last call.
So, the sound is kind of pouring out of the tavern before you even get there. The place is well lit. And when you open the doors, the light and the noise just comes out in a riot. It looks like everyone is having a good time, but at the same time, like you get this air about the place of like as if the people are being repressed and they're trying to overcome it through fellowship and kind of like revelry. But definitely, it seems odd to have so many people, like almost like the whole town is in this one place.
Can I ask the nearest farmer what the occasion is?
There's definitely a gentleman there. He's got a straw hat like thrown on the table. He's got a piece of straw in his mouth. He's got the coveralls going on. And, well, son, everyone's talking about that thing that happened last night.
What happened last night?
The moon disappeared. Some say a dragon swallowed it.
Quick check. There wasn't a new moon last night, was there? Just
No.
Out of character. Okay.
But as soon as he says that, like, one of the other farmers that's kind of like sitting at the same table with him, slaps his hands down the table. That's the crock, Jebediah. There was no dragon that ate the moon. I'm telling you, it's one of them there demons took it and put it in its pocket.
Well, at least they were kind enough to bring it back.
It did come back, but it was the strangest thing. Several of our kinfolk seen something in the sky that seemed to steal the moon the night before.
What did it look like?
So you get like, you're starting to get a gathering around a lot of you. There's a half a dozen of the town's. Jebediah swears up and down it was a dragon with mighty wings that came through, and it looked like it just engulfed it. Another one says, grasping claws grabbed it and ripped it from the sky. Someone else says it just vanished in an explosion and then came back, before the morning light had risen. And someone else still says it just winked out.
Well, one of the things
I'm a little suspicious about all these people who are awake so late at night, not drinking in a tavern. But yeah,
it's not super late, but it is like at the time when you expect, have gone home.
Are there children out there as well?
Are there children in here as well? Yeah, actually, it's funny you should ask, because yes, there are.
Okay.
I'm just going to go to the bar and grab me a pint of mead. So,
I'm going to. Is there anyone around who kind of looks like they have a bit of sense to them, other than talking about demons and stuff like that?
Oh, what exactly are you looking for? I mean, everyone looks pretty kind of like stereotypical for the setting.
Okay, I'm gonna find one who's willing to answer a few questions. I'm just gonna ask a bunch of questions and sort of I might just be a bit condescending with some of the questions as well. Maybe talk a little bit slower than I need to and things like that.
Okay. So anyone that's like interacting with multiple people or different folks can give me an insight check.
all right.
21.
17.
beats my 9.
Hold on, let me modifier.
So anyone that got above a 10, you get the feeling that they just seem nervous about something or maybe scared about something. Scott, with your check, you feel like you get that sense as well, but you almost feel like it's on a subconscious level that they're not even aware of, and it just feels like they're all kind of like clustering together with the security of numbers and community.
Can I ask Jebediah if anything else strange happened, or it was just the moon?
It was just the moon the night before.
I'm an enchantment wizard, and I can conduct detect magic as a ritual. Is there any other way I can sort of work out if there's some kind of arcane influence happening here, or if it's just it was just a bunch of scared villagers because demons.
You could I mean, you could cast detect magic if that's what you're looking for to see if there's any kind of influence.
Cool.
Or you can make an Arcana check if I'll allow that as well.
Okay. I like my Arcana roll, so let's give this a crack. And that's a natural 1. Modifiers up to 9.
Oh wow, that's a good check. For a 1 anyway, it's a good modifier. I should say. Maybe phrase that. You don't see anything overtly magical about the way anyone's acting.
Okay, so as far as Malin's concerned, they're just buffoons.
Okay.
Real quick question. The inspiring leader says it takes 10 minutes to give 6 creatures, charisma 10 hit points. How long does that last? I'm not too sure on that one. Because it's supposed to be done between turns. But anyway, go ahead.
I think it lasts a while.
Okay.
Like, I think it says like how often you can use it. So I think they last until they're done or like a long rest.
Yeah, long rest, I believe.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to actually give an inspiring speech to the rest of the party about it's obvious something's going to happen here, and we need to be prepared for this and all that wonderful stuff. So everybody can increase their hit points by, let's see, 8 plus 3? I think that's 3.
Hit points, you say?
Yeah, temporary hit points. You increase it by 11.
Cool. We'll need it, because we'll probably be fighting werewolves. But someone mentioned the moon. That's all I needed to hear. Look around for bushy eyebrows. You'll be the one with the bushy eyebrows.
So as you give your speech, and to rouse your companions, the homesteaders and farmers start gathering around, and but at first they start feeling better, but then you're like, something's going to happen tonight, right? and a couple of they start to murmur, and what do you mean something's going to happen? What's going to happen?
I do not know, but there's a feeling in the air.
You're not helping. This is Malon just going, why did you do that?
I hope none of you guys have sheep. That's what Thorgrim says.
And it's like there's murmurs of like, should we board up the windows? Should we block the door? And and they begin like moving furniture around, and as they begin sliding like tables towards the front door, the barkeep slams down your ale a little bit loudly. It's like, what'd you go and do that for? Now you got them all spooked. But that being said, you might have had good cause, because with that, the door explodes inward in a shower of splinters and wood and chunks of metal as the hinges go flying by, and the struts that hold the wood together, and framed from that crimson moon outside, almost like it's cast in crimson, like it's awash in blood, is this figure wearing mail, clearly holding the implement he used to smash the door in, which is his enormous maul grasped in both hands. He's helmed with a draconic looking helmet that's closed with the visor down, and as the door explodes in, there's kind of like this cool breeze that kind of ushers in as well, and with it also is this stench of death and decay.
Thorgrim goes this. Good entrance.
And the farmers that are they were in the process of of shoving tables towards the door in their panic. One, they get covered in kind of like splinters and stuff, and the knight just looks them over with a glance, raises one booted foot, and just like kicks the table that they'd been pushing, and it just kind of goes flying along with like 4 or 5 farmers.
I'm gonna walk towards the figure and just you are not welcome here.
Papa will follow close behind.
Me too. I'm actually going to use my hypnotic gaze. As a matter of fact, just holding my finger up. Shh. And he'll need to make a wisdom save, which is DC 16.
And is that what kind of effect is that?
So this is something that you get from the School of Enchantment. You choose one creature that you can see within 5 feet of you. If the target can hear or see you, then it must make a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you until the end of your next turn. The charmed creature's speed drops to 0 and is incapacitated and dazed.
That's exactly what I got.
Okay, so that's going on. Guys, give me initiative. Just right in the chat.
8.
I don't have an initiative bonus. Hold on. Ah. Actually, I might end up doing what you were about to do. I'm going first.
I would have done it better, but fine.
Well, that 22, you are going to be the first one to react.
Oh,
right.
Gosh.
So Thorgrim looks the guy up and down and says, "You made a more dramatic entrance than I did. That really makes me pissed." And I rage and I start heading for him.
And so go ahead, do what you're going to do.
All right.
As you do that, he just grips his maul tighter, and from the visor you hear a raspy voice. The cold creeps.
The what? The
cold creeps.
The cold creeps. Thank you for repeating yourself. That was most considerate. That's in character.
Yeah, I liked them before they went mainstream.
So all right, so Thorgrim, you're heading towards him.
Thorgrim heads up there, and I will meet his maul with my axe, and we'll see who comes out ahead.
All right, swing away.
That is a good roll. 28.
That will absolutely hit.
Yeah. So that one is 9. That one does 11 points of damage.
Okay, so you slam into the side of his rib, his ribs into the mail, reverberates through the ring of metal upon metal as your axe bites in, but no blood issues forth.
No blood. Oh. One more swing, and that one is also a very good roll. So that's AC 24.
All right, so you just go from one side to the other, slamming your axe in there, bending the metal, piercing.
There we go.
Flesh.
And some real damage this time. So 19.
Okay, so 30 points of damage.
Yeah.
It doesn't even grunt.
Oh, if I hadn't been pissed already, I would be pissed now.
So Haitian, you just witnessed this. Or I should say, Lycerin has just witnessed Dalgrim's mighty attack on this intruder.
Okay. I'm going to abjure the enemy. So obviously which creature it is. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw to be immune to being frightened. Fiends and undead have disadvantage on it.
Okay. And
yeah, basically produce my holy symbol. It's just like, you get the point.
no, absolutely. So you do that and present your holy symbol to it, and you hear this dry, raspy laugh, almost like a cheffing sound, come from the visor as you do that.
Yeah, on a successful save, the creature's speed is halved for 1 minute until the creature takes any damage. So,
okay.
But you're saying he's immune?
It did not seem to work on him. That is for sure.
Okay.
Unless scaring him makes him laugh.
Unless it's immune to being frightened. So
Could be a nervous laugh.
So, Kyle, Pavu.
Pavu's figure starts to dissipate as he casts Misty Step as a bonus action and appears behind him. And Pavu takes a swing with his sun sword, his sun blade.
Nice.
And that's gonna be an 18.
An 18 will hit.
And that's gonna be 14 radiant damage and another 1d8 if he is undead.
Okay, so you can roll the extra d8.
Okay, that'd be a 1.
Okay. So so your blade like pierces his back. The rest of you guys can see it like jut out the front of his armor, and you slide it back.
That's it for me. Yeah, that's it for me. No.
You do get 2 attacks.
Oh, right. Oh, so sorry, I forgot. He takes the sun sword again, and that's going to be a 25. And this time, he casts a level 2 smite with it.
Okay.
So that's going to total up to 20, and another 3 from the extra radiant if he's undead.
Okay. So with that, he kind of lets out a little growl from behind the mask, and with that, he takes one of his mailed fists off of the haft of the maul, and then when he opens it up, you can see that the hands on it, the fingers look more like talons than they do regular fingers, and the darkness, that the shadows of the room begin to pull and then rip themselves away from the walls as dark, shadowy figures with burning, baleful lights for pinpoints of lights for eyes come forth to do this creature's bidding. And one of them is going to go for the paladin that just tried to abjure their master, which I don't think that is going to hit. 21 AC. So that this creature, comes in at the half-elven maiden and swiping, a clawed, wispy hand, leaving trails of incorporeality mass behind it, and just totally duck underneath of it with ease. Another one comes up from behind the wizard. Kidding me? Let's see. This one might no. Question: is your mage armor on?
Yes, that was going to be my go-to. Basically, I would have cast it. It lasts 8 hours, so why wouldn't I cast it earlier that day.
So, another one of these creatures reaches for you, and you kind of like recoil in horror a little bit as it touches your mage armor, but isn't able to penetrate through it. But
Cool.
It definitely gives it a shot, and you just missed that the creature's icy grasp. So the armored figure standing between the barbarian and the paladin, regrips his maul, swings once in front of him at the barbarian, and 17 armor class, so it slams right into your chest.
I'm used to that.
And when it slams down, it kind of trails like these ethereal skulls behind it that that seem to be like screaming, and as it hits your chest, those skulls kind of like go from trailing the maw through the head of the maw and then creep up your chest. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Actually, real quick, saving throws. If he doesn't have a +3, he can add a +3 because my allies within 10 feet gain my charisma mod as their bonus.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, that makes it 18.
All right. So you are fine. From you feel the things try and like surround and go into your eyes, and it's a super creepy feeling, but you're able to kind of like shake it off. But you're going to take some damage. So you're going to take 29 points of damage.
Okay. And
as the maul slams into your chest.
Since I'm so angry, I take half.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
So he kind of spins away from you towards the attack that came from behind, and probably not going to hit. Are you using your shield?
Yes.
Okay. So you get your shield up just in time to deflect that maul. It rings off of it once, twice. You guys can hear it in, throughout the tavern. It kind of just like echoes. And with that brings us to Fragginator. You're up.
All right. So when the door blew in, was I able to jump up and hide on the ceiling, like I put in the chat?
Oh, yeah. I say you're able to do that.
All right. I'm gonna try and go for one of the creatures that he summoned.
Okay.
One behind the mage.
17, 22, and 26 for my attacks.
All right. So which one are you going after?
I'll do the one behind the mage. He seems squishy.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
So what was your low number again? 17, 20?
No, 11, 17, and 22.
Okay, so the 11 misses.
Okay. It's like a 10 and a 5, so 15 total.
Okay, so you go in and you're attacking it unarmed, correct?
Yes, but my fist count is magical,
Yes.
if that matters.
Okay, so you basically go and do a combination on this ethereal creature's face, and surprisingly, its head actually kind of like rocks back as you hit it to those around you because it looks like it's made of smoke or darkness, and it lets out a hiss every time you hit it. And that will bring up the mage.
Is there? Can I get a couple of these things in a thunder wave without hitting friends?
You would be able to get one of the wraiths. You'd be able to get one of the wraiths, or yeah, I think you're only gonna be able to target one. I think because they're spread out.
All right. Is the one behind me like not there anymore, or?
No, it's still there.
Okay. God damn it! I think I'm just gonna have to cast me a. Let me just check something very quickly. Yeah, I'm just going to cast a firebolt on it. Hitting. I'm assuming 22 hits.
It does.
For 8 damage.
Okay. Yeah, where you hit it, like that shadowy darkness kind of like burns away a little bit. This is at you.
Very nice.
So,
would it be safe to say that the shadowy darkness doesn't especially like fire, or
it didn't seem to do any more damage than you would think it would do. Actually,
right?
It seemed like it might have did a little less than you would expect, because you've used this spell numerous times to great effect. So it definitely seemed to resist it a little bit.
Yes. No, I am quite a prodigious spellcaster. Yes, doesn't seem to be terribly effective, chaps. And I guess that's me.
All right, so that Haitian, you're up. I believe you had the 20.
Okay.
22. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Pat's up. He had the 22.
All right.
Oh my god! Oh.
Well, this guy turned his back on me, so I didn't like that very much. He turning your back on a barbarian. Grr. So I'm going to hit him in the back. Teach him. That's AC 15.
A 15? Just
Yep.
clangs off his shoulder pauldron.
Oh, stupid armor. I see why people wear it. And even worse, AC 1. I'm apparently not very good at hitting things in the back, even though you think I would be good.
He used turtle defense on you.
Yep. So I pretty much whiffed that round.
All right, now you're up, Haitian.
Okay, let's see. Okay, my first attack, I'm going to try to hit it. I do have a Dragon Slayer, so it is a +1. 28.
Oh, yeah, that absolutely hits.
So before I go further, I had a real quick question. I can sacrifice a spell slot and do radiant damage, plus he's undead, so I get that. If I do that, does that mean I cannot take a bonus action on my next swing?
No, you'd still be able to take a bonus action.
Okay. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, let's see. So that's going to be 8 damage. Hold on, let me find it. Reset. Okay, 3d8. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? 3d8 plus 7. Ah, dang it. I hit the wrong button. Okay, 23 points of damage on that. And I did burn a spell slot at first level. And on my next action, I'm going to take another swing at him. I don't think so. 10.
10 does not hit.
Okay. And as my bonus action, or the vow of enmity, and which is gain advantage. That was the other question I had. Gain advantage on attack rolls. I guess I should have done that first.
Yes. That would have been good.
Okay.
We live, we learn. Okay, so that brings us to whoever's next. After 18, we have
Kyle.
Kyle, you're up.
Pavu would like to cast Ensnaring Strike as a bonus action and hit him again with his Sun Sword. So that's going to be a 19.
That hits.
All right. And can I cast a second level smite again?
You can.
All right. So that's going to be 9 radiant damage from the sword, and it's going to be 14 from the smite. And then he's going to take another swing with his Sun Sword, and that's going to be a 25.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then it's another 12 radiant damage.
So this round, you guys have been lighting him up, slamming him from from different sides, and he's hissing and growling. But most of the sounds that he's making are fairly intelligible. For the most part, he lets out a growl, and kind of like raises his into the air and howls. So all of you can make a wisdom saving throw. DC
22.
Once again, everybody can add a +3.
Okay, 25.
18.
Wisdom saving throw, you said?
Yeah.
All right.
15.
Is this against fear, Dave?
It is a fear effect.
26.
So you guys are fine. The villagers, on the other hand, are like panicking. They're jumping out windows, looking for a back door. So this place is getting cleared out rapidly. Like,
why weren't they doing that before the creature arrived? Were they just like
cowering, pretty much like frozen in fear? But
Taking-
whatever he just did was like the impetus to get them going. But like literally, some of them just dove through glass. So they weren't even they weren't even thinking. It was pretty mindless. One of them even tries to run out the door by him. His maw lashes out, caving in their chest.
okay, no, I can't do anything about that.
A few of them run by the spectral creatures. Only to have their throats ripped out.
So you're saying all their reactions have been used up?
Yes. Yeah.
Well played, sir.
You can definitely say that. So he then turns to the barbarian and paladin, and that are standing, kind of fighting him next to each other. And the visor on the lower half of the visor kind of drops down on his mask, and you can see the dead flesh of his maw, because it's not a mouth, it's a maw, as it's you've probably seen Dragonborn before, and it opens its mouth and breathes out this black nauseous cloud and a 15-foot cone. Both of you can make a dex save.
Yeah, say that one more time.
Dex save for Thorgrim, the Barbarian, and as well as the half-elven paladin.
Thanks to my barbarian danger sense, I know this is trouble.
What was the breath attack?
The breath is a dark cloud of necrotic energy.
Oh.
18.
All right.
That beats my 7.
So the 18, you will take half damage on the attack. The 7, you'll be taking full damage. So it is 16 points of necrotic damage. As this cloud of darkness just kills you to your soul.
Oh, there go the 10 hit points.
And then with that, the wraiths rush in. One at the one that's in front of the mage continues to lash out with 21, so that'll hit.
Reaction, I'm going to cast shield.
So
Okay.
would the Dragon Slayer work against a Dragonborn?
That's what I just looked up. I don't think they actually have the dragon type.
Yeah, it does mention dragons and dragon-like creatures like wyverns or dragon turtles, but it doesn't say Dragonborn.
Yeah, yeah. That one I did check that out, and it doesn't look like they have the dragon type. So
Okay.
all right. So your shield comes up and is able to fend off the attack just before it would get to you, but that one was fairly close. The other wraith tries to come up behind the half-elf paladin. A AC 20 just misses. So that is their turn. You just feel that cold brush behind you, and the foul undead creature whisper into your ear something profane as it misses you. So that brings us to Fragginator.
All right, I'm going to spend a key point to Flurry of Blows, and if the one I'm on happens to go down, I'll just move to the next one closest to me.
Okay.
So 17 to hit for 8 damage.
Okay, it's still up.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah, it's
12 damage. A 13, which I'm assuming misses.
No, 13 actually hits.
6. And a 24 to hit.
Okay.
So 10.
Okay. So yeah, it seems its form seems to begin to waver, but it is not dead. Or re-dead. Deader? Undeader? And so the wizard is now up.
Okay, I've got my shield up, so I'm actually going to move a bit closer to this this undead dragonborn thing. So I'm gonna try using my hypnotic gaze, which is requires a wisdom save, DC 16.
Okay. You know what? I will allow you to make a arcane check before you do that.
That's very kind of you, Dave. What does an 11 tell me?
Nothing. I think it's a great plan.
I've got a great idea.
So
this arcane roll tells me that my idea is awesome as per usual, and I don't know why I rolled that dice. I put that to one side deliberately because it's been misbehaving. So
your vast knowledge of magic tells you this creature is probably very weak-willed and easy to sway.
Yeah.
So you go forth and issue forth your command.
So yes, I'm just staring at it and hypnotically gazing, and it's just a wisdom save.
Okay, so there's no apparent change in its behavior.
Cool. Is there any other of these shadowy creatures nearby this guy? Or even right next to it?
There is one, there is actually one that is, so basically you have Paladin, Undead Dragonborn Knight thing, Barbarian and Paladin, Wraith, then you, then another Wraith, and then Monk.
Oh, we're all in a row. I should have just said cast lightning bolt.
Well, maybe not exactly a row, but
okay. I mean, these guys can
just by
heal
proximity.
later. I can find more companions later. Okay, no. So I'm now within 5 feet of this guy. So that's cool.
Okay, so
I might just move away after that. Just deciding that was a bad call. If I've got any movement left,
you do. You can definitely move at least 15 feet away.
Okay, cool. Then that is what I'm doing. I'll stand nearby one of these paladin guys though, and that'll be me.
So Thorgrim, you're up. What are you doing?
Yeah. I stop from looking behind my shoulder at that unguarded ale keg and decide I guess I better kill this guy first. Then I'll drink mine.
The stench of death is nearly overpowering at this point.
Oh. I figure a couple more axe blows, you'll be down. That's the way it always works. That's AC 28. That should be good enough.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that one is 6, 8, 10 points even. Oh, and a 1. Come on, dice. I got in one hit.
All right, so Thorgrim lets loose with one mighty blow, and the other one overcompensating on a second attack and just slams his axe into the ground near this abomination. So what is the half-elven paladin doing at this point?
Okay. All right, I'm striking at the black figure once again. This time I'm actually going to use advantage. So, oh, dang it. I hate when I do that. Wrong button. 25 on the first. Let's see if I get a natural 20. I don't. Okay, so, yeah, 25 hits, I assume, so.
Yes, it does.
All right, and I'm just going to do the 1d8 plus time. Nothing special. 11 points of damage. And I'm rolling again. Does a 13 hit? Oh, I got 23. Never mind. That was my advantage roll. And another 1d8.
This figure is looming before you with slashes, dented armor.
And another 11.
It makes you wonder, how's it even still standing? So you were the last one to unload on it. So it turns to you. Twirling its maw, it does let out one profane word before it does so. And it doesn't matter. Just like hammer blow after hammer blow falls, and you're able to pick it off with your, with your weapon, just deflecting, blow after blow with your sword to no effect.
Back. You said profane word.
Yeah. It seems like hearing the call of their master. They both of the wraiths kind of turn towards you, and they basically high five through your face. As you feel the icy cold grip of the other side as they touch you. So the first one will do 15 points of necrotic damage, and you're going to have to make a DC 14 con save.
DC 14. Okay, plus 5. 23.
So you're good. Do that one more time. You're also going to take another 19 points of damage.
20.
You're good on both of those. And they're done. The monk can actually make an attack of opportunity, though.
That's a 19 on the die.
That will absolutely hit.
So 7 damage. I should have bought new dice a long time ago.
So you rabbit punch the spectral creature as it retreats away from you, but it is still there. But it looks stretched super thin. So that brings us to Kyle. You're up.
The Dragon Maul man still stands, right?
He does, but he looks beat the hell.
Bobby was gonna try to.
He's got so many, sword slashes and piercings.
Bobby was gonna see the opportunity and try to claim the kill himself. So that's gonna be that's an 18 to hit.
An 18 does hit.
That's gonna be 13 radiant damage. And
okay.
Then, for the second attack is a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
All right.
With that slash, you nearly lop off his head. It's like literally like hanging to the side. But he's still up. So, Freganator.
I'm going to spend another key to Flurry of Blows again. 18, 11, 25, and 10 for my rolls.
So, the 11 and the 10
miss. Yeah. All right, 16 total then.
Okay, so are you going after the one you've been hitting?
Yep. I got to kill something, dang it.
So, how many attacks did you take? 4?
Yeah.
And what was the total damage?
But 2 missed.
Yeah.
16.
So the first shot is enough to discorporate this creature. It just kind of blows up into, an explosion of shadow.
All right. Cool.
And the second one will take. You're able to hit the second one.
All right. So 10 on that one.
All right, Wizard, you're up.
I'm gonna cut. So how bad is the knight looking?
His head is nearly severed.
Okay, Ray of Frost on that one. Hitting 18. Does that hit?
That does hit.
7 damage of cold damage, of course.
So okay. So 7 cold damage.
Uh-oh. Guys, I broke the DM.
You hit it in its chest, and the cold begins to like creep out and spread throughout the whole creature, and then it just explodes into chunks of dead flesh and metal.
Woo!
So would it be safe to say then that cold was much more effective than fire?
It's hard. It's kind of hard to tell because he was looking really bad.
True.
But we still got wraiths all over the place.
One wraith all over the place. And it is Thorgrim's turn.
Awesome. Thorgrim looks down at the dead half dragon knight guy and said, "You thought you were so tough, but you were still taken down by a cantrip." He turns away in disgust and attacks the wraith.
I'm just gonna.
Okay, Wraith. Time to join your master. That's AC 21.
Oh, that'll absolutely hit.
And 15 points on him for that hit. Is he still wraithing?
He is.
Okay. Oh, for Pete's sake. Another one!
Your axe, is it magic?
It is magic. Yeah. You can't really tell from the way it's working, but it is magic. Apparently it's sputtering.
It is a stealth magic.
Yeah.
Lesserin.
Okay, so I got a wraith behind me. But I'm okay. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cure wounds on myself. Hey, I'm supposed to add the ability modifier on that.
Yes.
Is that the same thing as the spell attack?
It is. It's your charisma modifier.
Okay.
So I guess no, it wouldn't be the same as the spell attack because that adds your proficiency bonus.
Well, in that case, I heal myself for 12 points of damage. 12 points. I heal myself for 12 points of damage. Okay.
Nice. So you call out to your deity and your wounds begin to close. You still have a bonus action and a move action if you wish to use them.
Now on my second action, am I allowed to strike, or I can't cast another spell, can I?
No, you can't.
Okay.
Your action's actually been used. You just have a bonus and a move.
Okay. Oh, so the spell, I can't take an attack now. It's a second action. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to turn the face of thing because that's all I can do at this point.
Perfect. So I keep losing track of the initiative tracker. Kyle, you're up.
Oh wait, would I be able to do Abjure the Enemy on this one, or is that once again I can't do it because I did the spell?
I believe that's an action to do.
Yeah, it does say it's an action. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no bonuses. Okay.
So Pavu, the Goliath Paladin.
So there's one wraith left?
There's a wraith left.
Okay. I'm going to throw my my Javelin of Lightning, except not issue the command word, so it's just a javelin.
Okay.
No lightning. Too many friends. And I'm going to... That's going to be a... it's going to be an 11 to hit.
Okay, so it goes right through the wraith. Doesn't seem to do anything. Like it almost does the thing where it spreads its body and lets it pass through, and then it sticks in the bar behind.
Okay. I think that's it for me. I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay, so with that, the wraith is going to looks around. It almost has a harried look, almost like an animal. And since you're the one that threw the javelin at it, it streaks towards you and misses horribly. Thorgrim, Listerin, and also Ander can all take an attack of opportunity against this thing.
All right.
Okay.
Stay away from my ale. That's what I say. So I swing at it.
Is that just a single?
Yeah, it's just a single attack.
Advantage or not?
Oh,
I missed.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just a single attack roll.
13.
A 13 will hit.
Okay. So that's 1d8 plus 7. Oh, where to go? Clear.
I got a halfling one, so I'm assuming I miss.
Well, what's the total number?
9.
10 points of damage.
Okay, so so your blade. What are you fighting with? A sword? Great sword?
Yeah, the Dragon Slayer.
Okay. So your blade lashes out and clips it, slicing off some of its shadowy body.
So I rolled another natural 1. I'm on a roll today.
So soon everyone will only play halflings. You're completely unexpected. You completely were taken by surprise by that maneuver as it rushes past you. With that, I believe the wizard is up.
Okay. So where's the wraith at the moment? Sorry, it's
so the wraith is kind of in the middle of everybody.
all right. I guess we'll just. Well, I suppose I'll just have to cast a mere cantrip. I'm so sorry. As I point my. I suppose not all of us can have studied hard at the University of Swinging a Blade good. That's hitting at AC 19 for 9 damage.
Okay.
And that's Rare Frost. And I'm very interested in how this affects it compared to the other attack.
About the same. I mean, it does something, and its movements seem a little bit sluggish, but it definitely it wasn't the full brunt you were expecting.
All right.
So with that, it goes on for a little bit longer, another round or two, but you guys tear this thing apart. It seems too stupid to flee for whatever reason, almost like it's driven by some kind of madness, some need to kill and fight even beyond self-preservation. You guys hack at it, stab at it, eventually it just explodes into shards of darkness. You look around, the tap room has kind of been beat up a little bit, mostly from the peasants and the villagers that just trying to get out. All the windows are busted out. There's 3 bodies on the floor, on the ground. And
any chance of attempting to heal them, or are they beyond that?
Let's see. Two of them are unconscious, but one of them is clearly gone.
Okay. Well, the 2 that I can heal, I'm gonna use the lay hands ability on those 2, and just I'm gonna, I guess 5 hit points each or something. So.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to
walks
cast.
straight over to the keg and pulls the stopper and starts drinking. Lifts the whole thing up.
So, does anyone have knowledge of religion?
Yes.
Yes, I'm proficient. I'm also a sage, so there's that. Want me to give you a roll?
Yeah, both of these you can.
16.
Yeah. Hold on. 14.
So you actually believe that you kind of dodged a bullet that the one that did die was killed by the knight and not by the wraiths. Not by the wraiths. Probably the only thing that kept it from rising.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation on my robes to get all that that undead viscera off me, and then I'm going to set up one of the tables that it's been turned over as a terrible barricade, and spend a couple of minutes to prepare Scorching Ray, since I didn't have that prepared previously, so that I actually have something a bit more effective in close quarters.
Bobby would like to find his javelin.
Well, it's really easy to find. It's sticking out of the bar. Had it hit a little bit higher, they might have turned it into a coat rack.
And I'm just going to say, so would anyone like to discuss the likelihood that we have a undead knight attacking this town the day after a moon vanishes?
I'm going to...
Thorgrim's still sticking with his werewolf theory, but he admits he's not very learned in such matters.
Is anything intact from the half dragon knight?
Yeah, actually, the mall's there.
Ooh, Papa's interested.
And, the armor is actually still there. Piece of hell. And he's got a pouch with 13 black and silver coins in it.
What coins? Sorry, gold.
Black and silver.
Would you allow it if I was to roll a history check to see if there's anything that lore, legend, or something I might have read that would explain this a little bit?
Explain the coins, the incidents. What are you trying to get?
The incident. Basically, is there anything lore, legend, stuff like that, and roll a history check for that?
Yeah, you can roll history.
All right. 14?
No, you're like going through all the stories that you've heard, and there's definitely a bunch, but nothing kind of really lines up.
Okay.
What are the symbols on the mall again? Or is there something weird on it?
There actually is some symbols on it, and you actually recognize them as being holy symbols of a deity, but they've somehow been inverted.
Oh.
Yeah, so they look the opposite of the way they once did.
Could Papa make a religion check to see if he recognizes the deity?
Yeah, you do. You instantly recognize it. That's what I mean.
Okay.
It's one of the good gods.
Black and silver coins. That's I suppose we should go out and check on the township. Like they're not like running into a nearby lake or something, are they?
So you guys are after a while, like the noises kind of like settled down. I think you guys, if you guys go look, it pretty much seems like they've like gone to their homes and like barricaded themselves in.
All right then.
Hey, Lesram, you can detect evil, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, why don't you do that? That's what the barbarian says from the corner as he's drinking.
Actually, one of the things I can do is an action detect the location of any celestial fiend or undead or consecrated to create desecrated place within 60 feet.
That is one of the silly abilities of the paladin. It's like, you mean right over there, that thing?
In the room with us.
I sense something. I sense, oh yeah, that thing right there. That's what you sense.
But if you throw like a sheet over it or something, then it's only the paladin doesn't know it's there.
Yeah.
Hey, it comes in handy if you've got an invisible imp. That came up in my Curse of Strahd game.
Yes. No, I don't think it does, because if there's any kind of like concealment, right? It doesn't stop it.
Oh, well, I guess my paladin got a bit more of a...
Or cover, or is it cover?
Yeah, no, it's cover, that's right. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, there's nothing fiendish coming from this lady. Now, the invisible critter that's sitting on her shoulder, though...
So what do you guys want to do now?
Probably gonna keep them all for now. It's evidence.
Well,
the mall isn't trying to like attune to you or anything now, is it?
Not to my knowledge.
Anybody taking those coins?
13 black and silver. Can I make a religion roll on that, perchance?
Sure.
I guess I could do that, too.
15.
19.
So the number 13 tends to be rather unlucky. And so that part seems kind of distinct. And the fact that they're black and silver coins seems odd that someone would take the trouble to blacken them. So how exactly are you examining them?
I was more just like, I think I'm pretty smart and wise, so I probably wouldn't do the whole grab and have a look thing. I'm more going for. I'm probably gonna ask that we that I just grab them. I might just cast detect magic on them as a ritual, like grab the pouch and then cast that.
So they do radiate magic.
Okay, I have identify. Does that tell me anything?
It does. They're cursed.
All right. Does my detect magic pick up anything on the mall, by the way?
The mall? No, it does not actually glow.
Okay, cool. So these are cursed coins. Great.
Ooh, does that make them more valuable?
Is there an arcana roll or something I can do to figure out what a cursed coin might do, or what these in particular might mean, or something like that?
I would say you feel like the more you mess with them, the more likely you are to incur the curse.
Okay, so I'll just prepare and cast remove curse.
So the barkeep eventually comes back and is like peeking around the destroyed front door. Looks down at the pile of what's left of the night. And see, like, what did you guys do with the peasants that were injured? And there was the one that's dead.
I wouldn't have done anything. It's like, oh, they're dead. We'll get to that.
Well, I know the half elf had tended to them.
Yeah.
Right.
You said there's one that was dead. That one, not casting a spell, more of a blessing. Just more of a blessing to the body.
Okay.
Else.
And
Thorgrim will, for the dead guy, Thorgrim will put a dagger in his hand so he can try to bluff his way into Valhalla.
Nice.
Excellent. Take inspiration for that. So, are they gone?
Yeah, we killed your monsters for you. Although that one drank about half of a keg of ale.
Oh no! Are they all dead? Just kind of looking at
that was taken care of before the incident started. I'll just say that again. I'll say that was taken care of before the incident started, but they are no longer a concern.
Well, no, he's kind of like clearly looking at. He's clearly looking at the downed villagers.
Two of them are not so down now, are they?
Actually, there should only be one body, if that's what you're saying earlier.
Yeah.
He ran into a mall, so there's not much to do about him, unfortunately. I'm just saying this dismissively as I sort of focus on the coins.
Pavu tries to hide them all behind his back when he says this.
So the bartender looks down and goes, "A fool! He tried fighting the creature because he sees the dagger in his hand."
A brave fool.
He died bravely. That's his story. He's sticking to it. That's what
Valiant.
Well,
I'm just sort of going, just not even paying, just halfway paying attention, just snorting at that.
In the end, the result is the same. His children will have no father, and his wife will be widowed. Oh.
Well, yes, that's how these things go.
And then, the two peasants that you helped are kind of like groggy, and they're on their feet, but they're really shaky, and talking about having seen the other side. And when they look up and they see the the half-elven paladin, above them, they're very grateful for you rescuing them and bringing them back to this world.
No thanks are necessary. Glad I could have helped.
So did the dead man have any sons? Asked Thorgrim.
He did. He had two.
Have them come to me, and I will discuss them matters of vengeance and anger to make them stalwart fighters.
But if they become fighters, who's going to tend the crops?
Someone else, I guess.
Well, that's out of reason.
Well, he says, at least I can do. Let me walk these two home. They don't look so great. And
yes, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, good idea.
I guess I might as well close up for the night. I don't think there's anything going here. Do you need rooms? Do you want to stay here? Because we could at least do that for you.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes, 5 separate rooms, please.
You're kind of wondering if there is 5 separate rooms in this place.
Well, 1 for me and 4 for them. Then I'm not especially picky.
So he comes back shortly after taking them home, and he's got a couple other fellows with him, Jebediah being one of them, and they come to collect the body of the dead man, which you did bless, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And they solemnly carry him out, and the barkeep kind of stays. And he, wipes his hands on his apron. It seems like more from habit than anything else. He hasn't been doing anything that would probably get them dirty, and extends it. My name is Gregory, and this is my establishment. Do you think more of those creatures will come?
Not if they're smart. That's my reply.
If I'm honest with you, I don't know much about them. We don't know why they were here. They just decided to destroy the establishment. Do you have any? Have you sold cheap ale to any kind of mage with a bone motif on their robes or something? Perhaps something to. Someone that.
He kind of defensively. He's like, "We don't sell cheap ale here. It's the best we have."
Yes, the best you have. I note those things are not mutually exclusive.
We have not seen any strangers before you folks coming through here. It's been weeks. Has the return of the moon brought these ill tidings to us?
Pabu nods. To his knowledge, yes. Seems directly connected.
So the thing is that this is, it didn't really, it didn't like point a finger at someone. It just came in and started yelling.
I said the word, was it gruel or ghoul?
It did mutter it muttered the words creeping cold.
Creeping cold. Got it.
Cold.
Is that with a dice roll, religion or arcana or something? History.
Well, you don't even need a roll. You're pretty smart. You almost feel like it's more of like a metaphor for something.
Right. Pabu suggests that we maybe start looking around the outskirts of the town for something. It had to like come in from somewhere.
You mean in the morning, right?
Yeah. More light.
Sounds good to me. I'm going to suggest that we take watches.
So if you guys don't do anything else, the morning comes. That you might even be woken up early because it seems like the tavern owner Gregory has gotten to work early on fixing some of the damage that was done the previous night. Almost, in his movements, it almost seems therapeutic.
Sure.
So you guys.
So I'm.
Yep. So I'll walk in and say, "What's for breakfast?"
There's actually breakfast ready when you get down there.
Oh,
Nice.
I like this guy.
There's boiled eggs and cheese and when you look at the spread, it actually looks like a rather lavish spread for this town. Not the most lavish you've seen in your travels, but for this town anyway.
Yep.
I'll tuck in, and as I'm doing so, prepare my spells for the day. I've got basically everything that I had prepared except for remove curse. I've got two slots, 2 spells I can learn later on in the day, basically.
Thorgrim will praise Gregory on his hospitality and put his feet up on the table and pop boiled eggs in his mouth for a while.
Seems like the least I can do. I think we would all have perished last night had it not been for you brave adventurers?
Simply part of the package, really.
So with that,
Did everything just kind of start last night? I mean, not last night, but the night before, with this moon disappearing. Nothing strange before then, really.
nothing strange before then. The last 2 nights, you had the moon kind of like disappear and reappear, and then the night of your arrival, you guys arrived during a harvest moon.
And what's the general vibe of? Is there anyone else coming into the tavern at this stage?
No, it is. It's kind of early for that anyway, but it's definitely just you guys in here.
Okay. What's the general vibe of Gregory now? I mean, was it that there was that unconscious terror thing going on last night? How's he feeling right now?
Shock. He looks like he's like moving around in shock.
Okay.
It's like he's been constantly moving, finding things to do.
Just to be clear, was there only the one person who noticed that the moon had gone missing, or was it just a like?
No, it's several. They all like gave you a different story as to what happened to the moon.
Yes,
and we didn't see it at night. I mean, we would have been walking around at night, so we didn't see this at all.
You did not.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Did you say you wouldn't have been walking around at night, or you would have been?
Well, we are adventurers. Without the backstory, I figure that we would have. Yeah, that's a good question.
I imagine we were on our way here, so we would have slept under the stars last night.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. We would have, because we weren't near a town yet.
I would say you guys didn't actually notice anything.
Okay.
He was there.
I would ask Gregory if there's any other landmarks in town besides his tavern.
There's a blacksmith, there's a general store. There's like regular businesses.
Thorgrim, being a seasoned adventurer, says, "Where's the graveyard?"
They do have a small graveyard outside of a small church.
That's where we should go.
Pablo agrees. Dead have to come from somewhere.
I was gonna see if is there anyone capable of tracking amongst us? Okay.
Yeah, Pablo has survival.
I imagine that we could probably do a better job just tracking the following the tracks of the. Oh, see if we can track the thing from where it came.
So if you guys team up that have survival and start looking around, it's not hard to see because there is tracks that came down from the opposite direction you guys were coming, and no one has been here in a while, so there's fresh tracks.
Cool.
All right.
Following.
And for the record, I have just cast Mage Armor.
Okay, so 8 hours, 1 minute later. So you guys go down the road.
Damn it!
You guys go down the road like 50 feet, and then the tracks go into the forest, and you're walking for several hours before you finally come to anything. There's a clearing, sort of, right? It's a clearing in the sense that like a swath of destruction going out from this point on, where the trees just seem to be obliterated, blasted out of the way. There's like this long furrow in the ground, and it almost like something hit, and it just kept going, rolling, bouncing. And you look, and for a good like quarter of a mile, that's all you see is this.
Okay, I'm going to give my inspiring speech again. So cap on 11 hit points.
Sounds good to me.
And it doesn't take a very observant person to see that parts of the ground look like they've been scorched or blackened.
Oh, by the way, Fraginator, if you were, we kind of got distracted by the coins. So if you wanted to lift them at some point, then you probably got them. But I did learn, and I did cast Remove Curse on them.
Okay.
So do we see anything like that may have landed around here, like a mini meteor or something?
Let's see. In the distance, you see like a mound.
Pabu points towards it with his javelin and just starts hurriedly walking towards it.
All right.
And and as you look at it, you see like you see like a pulsing darkness that kinds of be like seeping out from that mound.
Ooh, pulsing darkness. Now we're talking.
I'd like to make a religion roll, I guess, or an arcana roll, or whatever is appropriate.
Sure.
I'm gonna go. I'm assuming it's arcana would be the best one to go for. Either way, the result's 23.
Okay. Well, first and foremost,
on religion. Go ahead.
First and foremost, that thing is one, like there's a darkness that's pulsating out from this thing, and it would be like the reverse of how shadows would actually work. There's nothing to create that kind of darkness or shadow around it, so it seems to be some kind of dark energy. With your study of magic, you've probably have at least academically have studied some necromancy and about it. So you would definitely say that is like some kind of field of necrotic energy that is pulsating around it.
Mm-hmm.
And your knowledge of necromancy and necrotic energy and magic in general, natural sunlight is definitely going to be a dampener to such things.
Just as well doing it now.
So the sunlight is probably at the very least holding it at bay, whatever it is.
I'm just gonna point to the ground around us and just say to Pabu, what's the chances of that there was more than any footsteps emerging from this or anything like that?
Pabu gets a 13 on his survival roll to look around for footsteps.
Okay, so one of the things is you do find in the blackened ground, you do see that Dragonborn's footsteps leading away from this anomaly. Give me an intelligence check.
That's going to be a 10.
Okay,
10.
So one of the things you find a little bit, or actually, do you have investigate?
No.
Okay, so one of the things that you do notice, though, that this blackened earth, it doesn't smell like it's something that's been scorched.
Kind of a brimstone type of.
No, there's no odor. Or no odor that would make you think like it looks like it's been scorched, but it doesn't smell like there has been any fire here.
Everyone knows what it is. This is necrotic. That's what hit me last night.
Papa would pick up some of the odd dirt and just sort of like show it to his more magical companions and just point at it and does it make sense for the area?
Anything that I would be able to work for that. I mean, I'm probably going for the necrotic thing as well. That's probably the best way to describe it.
I'm gonna bless this. Not a spell bless, but let's bless something that's necrotic, just because that's gonna. Well, this is evil. I don't want to be near it, so so it's like let's bless it, or I'm gonna bless it.
So there's like this 30-foot swath. So you begin blessing and doing a kind of like a ceremony. It takes a little bit of time. I don't know if you break out some holy water and kind of like sprinkle it, on the area. And it, as it hits, it begins to like sizzle and pop a little bit, and it feels like your ritual is trying to take hold and cleanse this area, but it gets overpowered by whatever this is.
Oh, this can't be good.
And you can see the trees like in this area where the furrow starts seem to be suffering from some kind of blight.
I'm gonna hold my head up to the. I'm gonna try and touch the thing, just like a little quick hand on it, just to see if I get anything from it. Like it's not gonna like burn my hand or anything.
The mound or the dirt, because it's
the mound.
All right, so like the mound is like a half a mile or a quarter mile away from you guys. You see it.
Okay.
Distance.
Oh.
And is the darkness? Is it like get gradually more and more dark, or is this like this area where it's light and then it's suddenly dark?
Light and then suddenly dark.
Cool.
Very unnatural.
How far away is that?
That is. It's hard to distinguish like how far the mound, kind of is jutting out of the ground and how far this like darkness is, because they kind of blend together a little bit.
Okay. Well, I start heading that way to hit it with my axe.
Papa follows. He'd like to join.
Yeah, I guess I'm. If all the tanky types are heading off, I guess I'm coming with.
So the forest is deathly silent as you proceed. The normal things you would expect to encounter in a forest. There's no chipmunks or squirrels running around, no birds flying near, and there's broken trees and debris all over the place. The trees that were like on the fringe of the impact area, they seem to have the strange blackness kind of like creeping over their limbs and the bark. They just look sick and unhealthy.
Okay.
I keep my sharp eye out for Bambi's dead mom.
Are you guys walking through the furrow? Are you walking off to the side?
I'm probably going to walk in the middle, and I'm going to reach into my rust bag of tricks, and I'm going to grab something fuzzy in there. I'm going to throw out a mastiff. So I've got a pupper friend.
Okay.
Now. And I'm just going to see what the mastiff does in response to the area that we're in.
Oh, you know what? Who has the mount? Was that Thorgrim?
Yeah. Stampy the elephant.
Did you bring that with you?
Yeah, I'd bring Stampy the elephant along because he misbehaves. If I left him tied to the tavern, he'd probably stamp on it.
All right. Well, he will not walk in the furrow.
Okay.
He's you can make him walk, off to the side, and he's kind of like slamming into trees and stuff as he goes, and letting out an elephant call every once in a while.
With my divine senses, does the furrow feel different than the other? ground around it?
It does. You sense the presence of undeath. So, it seems to be infused with necrotic energy.
Okay, so I probably wouldn't have reached into my bag if I had an elephant telling me that things were a bit messed up.
I'm gonna do as an action do the detect location, celestial fiend, undead, consecrated, desecrated place within 60 feet. However, it will give me according to this, it gives me the numbers that what's here and the number of them, something to that effect.
Okay. So, how long does that last?
Good question.
Because if you're looking to do the area around you now, or if you're looking to use it when you get closer to that mound.
I meant okay. I thought we were on the mound pretty much. So that's when I was going to do that.
So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time to travel there, but it's not that long. So as you get closer, you guys are trekking forth. So Scott, you could absolutely summon the Mastiff. It just won't walk in the trench in the Furrow.
Okay, now I just wanted to do it to see what a natural creature would do, and the elephant was there, making that very apparent for me.
Okay. So what is the marching order?
I'm whatever's happening. I'm standing behind a paladin.
Yeah, I'd stand. I'd probably be close to the front, looking at the dirt.
Yeah, I think I'd be the lead.
Yep. Thorgrim unwisely always heads towards the front.
I'm going to ask that we take a slight. We're still quite early in the day, right?
It is.
The sun's still reaching the top of the sky. I'd like to suggest that we take a bit of a slow pace, because I'd like to keep an eye on the mound. I want to see what happens as the sun goes further up. What happens to... Oh!
Pardon me.
I'd like to see what happens as the sun goes further up. If that, diminishes the ebb of the darkness from the mound or what's going on.
Does the furrow head towards the mound?
Yeah. It does.
Okay.
And are there dragonborn footprints along the furrow?
It is right down the center.
Right.
How about that?
Is this mound like a brand new mound? All fresh dirt and stuff, or is it an old mound?
Yep. So I guess I keep saying I say mound, but it's hard to really distinguish it because of that pulsating darkness around it.
Okay.
Right.
It almost gives it like an amorphous, blurry look to it, and you can see something darker within the darkness. Now that you guys have been looking at it for a while, every once in a while, you think you see something crawl across that darker spot, made with like this faint, luminescent green, almost like a vein or a snake.
I cast magic missile at the darkness.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Where are the Cheetos?
At this point, Pavu probably takes out his sun sword, excited to see that sunlight seems useful in the situation.
So as you guys, kind of like closing in slowly, examining, seeing what's going on, you're kind of caught by surprise when a couple of the blighted trees uproot themselves and begin swinging their branches. So the halfling monk, the first one slams in front of you, the branch, and you kind of like jump back in surprise. But you jump right into the path of of a branch coming in from behind you, catching you right across your shoulder blades. And you just feel as you've been walloped from from this thing, because that was a crit.
Oh, nice.
So you take 27 points of damage.
Ouch.
Lucky you had 11 to his temps.
Well, yeah. So absolutely. And then also, the ground around you kind of explodes. I'm also getting ones too. As roots like shoot up all around you. So kind of grappled right now as they entwine and wrap around you, and you will take 12 more points of damage as these things kind of unleash like an anaconda.
Is that the halfling?
That is the halfling.
All right.
Now, listen, you actually get the same treatment. A 19 is going to miss you, but a 25 will hit. For 17 points of damage. And the same thing, those vines shoot up all around you. They're actually vines, they're roots. And, begin wrapping around you. So you're grappled and take 10 points of damage.
And this is whom?
That is, listen, the half-elf paladin patient.
Oh, that's me. Okay. So that's 17 and 11?
It is. And you guys can give me initiative.
That's a 9, so doing better than last time.
And Thorgrin is fast.
Yeah.
He gets 2 rolls.
Yeah, I guess that helps.
Yep.
I always forget about that ability when I play my barbarian.
I write it right at the top of my initiative modifiers, so I don't forget.
That is a good call.
I'd like to just sort of give everyone a friendly reminder that the mage in the party has a staff that likes to cast fireballs, and so if that would influence anyone's actions one way or the other.
So what is Thorgrin doing? The trees basically just uprooting themselves and begin attacking your companions.
Yep. I look at them and I say, even for trees, you're not very bright, as I pull up my axe. And I'm going to start by helping my halfling friend, though. I'm going to cut the roots off of them. So
okay.
Take a couple swings at those. Okay, AC 24.
That actually absolutely hits.
Ooh, now we're talking. So 20 points even on that attack.
So yeah, with one swing, you just slash apart all the roots that are wrapping around the halfling, and they just kind of like fall away. The tree that basically attacked him, you see the mouth open, and now like you don't even know how you missed the eyes before because they're kind of like glowing green, but it's this wide maw opens up on the tree beneath these green glowing eyes. Just like roars.
Time to.
What is Thorgrin with the second attack?
Yeah, time to take another cut. I always hated trees. Ooh, that's a crit. Now we're talking. Let's see, 15. Not a very good crit, though. I did less damage. 19.
So yeah, chunks of wood go flying as you deliver this hammer-like blow to the side of this tree creature, and it begins weeping sap.
Yeah, you're crying now.
So with that, it turns its attention to you. Are you raging by chance?
Actually, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't bother raging against trees.
Trees are beneath your rage. Well, a 26 is going to hit.
Oh, yeah.
Although the other one is not going to hit. I do not believe a 15 is going to hit you.
Nope.
For 14 plus... For 20 points of damage as a branch slams into you. You leap one, but another one comes over top and hammers you down. And then with that, it again launches more roots out of the ground at you, which they begin snaking up and wrapping around you and pierce you at the same time. You're going to take another 20 points of damage.
Wow. We're about tied on damage, me and him.
And so the half-elven paladin, you're firmly in its grasp, so it's going to try and pummel you since it already has you. And that's going to hit. And that is going to hit. So 25 points of damage, as basically, you're kind of like tangled up in these roots that are coming from the ground, and they're holding you up a little bit, and just from either side, the branches just keep slamming in on you. When nature goes wild. With that brings us to you, actually, Patient. You were up.
Okay, I'm gonna touch myself, and I'm just gonna use all my lay hands ability on myself. So I'm up. So I went back up to almost my normal.
Okay.
Is that the only thing I can do, or do I get that second action?
That's only for attacks generally, but I will let you try and escape as your move action.
Okay. Is that a strength saving throw?
That is an escape DC 15, which is
Let's say that again.
Escape DC 15, which is a dexterity.
Oh, it's a dexterity. Okay. 15. Okay. And what do I have to do?
Roll high.
22.
20. Oh, absolutely! You wriggle right out of the vines and slip away. Kyle, you're up.
How far away are they from me? Prabhu is gonna try to hack at them with his sun sword. He believes he can manage to get through a tree limb, hopefully. That's gonna be a 23.
Oh, absolutely hit.
That's gonna be 10 radiant damage, and then it's gonna be a first level smite. So that's going to be another 7 radiant damage. And then for his second swing, that's a 20.
Yep. That is.
And then it's going to be another 8 radiant damage.
All right, so this thing is crisscrossed with scars now from your sword and from the axe blow, but it's still there, screaming in agony and rage. So you guys tied at 9, so either one of you guys can go. However you guys want.
You can go.
I'm gonna go first because I want to cast a fireball. It's just one tree, right?
There's 2 trees. You can get them both though.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. 27 damage. Hang on. Yep, 27.
What is your DC?
The save is 15 for because it's from a staff.
Okay, so one of them makes it and one of them does not. So the one who was injured actually did not make it. Takes the full 27.
Perchance are they vulnerable to fire damage?
They are not.
That is disappointing. Given where we're positioned and stuff, am I in range of their attacks, of their melee attacks?
It looks. I would say probably not, but it looks like they have a really good reach.
So I couldn't move. So if I was to move, I wouldn't. They seem to be attacking people around us, right? Around me, right?
Yes. Yep.
I want to trigger a melee attack from one of them.
Okay.
I want to trigger an opportunity attack, and then I want to use my instinctive charm to redirect it to the other tree.
So you absolutely do that, and it absolutely. Which one are you going to try and trick?
Oh wait, there's 2 of them. Okay. Yeah. I'll get the healthy one to attack the not so healthy one.
Okay, so you're gonna have to like run between them to do that. You can absolutely do that, but they'll both swing at you.
All right. Sure.
Okay, so it absolutely hits and slams into the other one with a hammer blow. And does a 16, does that hit you? That does not hit you.
It actually does, except I'm going to go shield. And,
I have you as a 17 armor class.
I wrote something afterwards saying I stuffed it up. It is supposed to be 16.
Oh, okay. I missed it. All right, gotcha. Okay, so you use your shield and it slams into it. You're probably feeling a little relieved.
And I might just like retract and go back to where everyone else is now.
Okay.
And that's me.
All right. The
Fraginator.
Monk is up.
All right, so I'm going to spend a key point to try a stunning strike. 25 to hit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it.
7 points of damage and a DC 14 con save.
All right. DC 14 con. Well. You say, what did you say for damage? Sorry.
7.
All right. So, I don't know how, but somehow you have stunned it.
Wow, really? Okay. So then if it's stunned, do I have advantage on my next 2 attacks?
Yes.
Okay. So first one misses with a 10, even with advantage, I'm assuming.
Yeah. You hit it, but you
second
did not
one.
penetrate the bark.
Okay. Second one's 18 for 6 damage.
Okay, it hits.
And then he's stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay. So are you doing anything else with any of your other actions?
Standing here looking pretty.
So that brings us to the top of the order. Thorgrim.
All right. Well, these roots are conveniently located near me and around me, so I'll pack them first so I can move around more. AC 17.
That will hit.
But only 7 points on that one. Another one. Yeah.
So these roots are going flying like confetti in the air.
Is he hitting the one I stunned?
Oh yeah, you would have advantage. So
Oh, good. I'll re-roll that one. No one's going to believe it.
you rolled another one.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say the one
Looks like I'm a halfling.
and the other attack would have been attached. So you still have one more roll. So technically, you.
Well, that's very generous of you. There, much better. A 4. AC 13.
That misses. It bats away your axe with its branch,
Yeah.
and you believe the tree is actually laughing at you.
I can't say as I blame it.
It is going to try and bring its two branches together with you in the middle. And the lowest is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
$33 points of damage. As the branches try and make a barbarian sandwich out of you.
Yep.
And then those roots that you've been hacking at shoot from the ground, all around. Oh my God, I just double won. All around you. Into the sky. And
It's contagious.
Yeah. So, it looks like you're doing one of your barbarian tribal dances as you dodge these roots all over the place.
Okay.
Then the other one moves. Oh, wait a minute. The one's stunned, so he's not doing anything. So with that brings up the half-elf paladin.
All right. I'm going to cure light wounds on the guy that just got hit.
Thorgrim.
Yay.
Yeah. So, hold on. Let me get here. Cure light. Okay, cure light wounds. Yeah. I'm going to cast that as a second level spell. So what is that? Is that 2d8 plus?
It is.
That's 2d8 plus my plus my modifier, right? So that'd be plus 3. 7 points of damage healed.
I'll take it.
All right.
And that's all I can do, correct?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay.
And that brings us to Kyle.
I'm gonna keep swiping with the sun sword. That's a 25.
That hits.
That's going to be 13 damage. And then it's another 24. It's going to be another 13 damage.
Good number, man.
I mean, that's going to be it for me.
Okay, so the 9s are up. This thing is looking pretty bad. It's got chunks out of it all over the place.
I'm going to go with another fireball.
When in doubt, fireball.
Oh, this is a bit more like it, I think. No, it's about the same. 28. DC 15 save.
Okay, well, the one is stunned, so it fails its dexterity saves. And the other one just missed its save.
All right.
So, let's see, what does that mean? Well, that means you blew one of them into chunks of evil tree monster.
Always with the blowing into chunks. And I like to think my character didn't actually have prestidigitation until everything just got blown into chunks, and he's like, clean, clean,
Yeah,
clean.
the gods of this world. And yeah, so the corpse of this tree is just like burning. The forest is slightly on fire at this point. 2 fire.
I'm okay with that.
And the other creature is wounded, and that brings us up to the monk, I believe.
All right. Am I within 45 feet of the other tree?
Oh yeah, they were fairly close together.
Okay. I will run up to it and punch it 3 times. Natural 20, 17, and 19.
They all hit.
32 total.
So you just come in with these pile driver blows from the halfling, and you're just like parkouring up this thing, just slamming into it. Chunks of bark and wood are flying everywhere, and the thing is just like howling unintelligibly as you do that. So that brings us back to the top of the order. Thorgrim.
Okay.
You're kind of like
the sharp part, not the dull part. That's right.
You're kind of like standing in the midst of all this like burning wood creature carnage.
I'm a barbarian. This is my native habitat here. Carnage. AC 20.
Absolutely hits.
That one is 20 points of damage.
Yeah, just chunks of wood go flying everywhere as you slam into it.
And one more for good measure. But that's only armor class 11.
That is not going to hit. It turns at the last minute, catching the flat of your blade. I'm really disappointed you didn't roll. Kind of broke your streak.
That was only a 2. It was very close to a 1.
So it is going to attempt to ensnare the monk again with its vines, or with its roots. And a 15 is not going to do it. You nimbly, you're kind of like running on the roots as they try and wrap around you. But eventually you run out of room, and they snake up and around you, doing 12 points of damage. And now that it has you, it grasped and grappled in its grip. It's going to try and make halfling jelly out of you. 19 to hit and a 16 to hit. So that is going to be 1 hit. for 16 points of damage. As it begins flailing around with the branches. Haitian, you're up, I believe.
Okay. Well, see somebody that has 66 points of damage on them. I'm gonna go ahead and do the cure wounds, cure light wounds again. Second level spell. So that's 2d8 plus 3. $13.
Yay. We've traveled together before, so you spend a lot of your time curing the app.
Yes.
You tend to get hit a lot.
You're his Daphne. Wasn't Daphne the cleric from the Nodwick cartoon comic?
Epiphany
Oh, yeah.
Tiffany, yeah.
with the duct tape.
With the duct tape. You need the duct tape. So, Kyle, you're up.
Baba's going to try to claim the killing blow again. This time he thinks he's got it. That's going to be a 20. And that's 7 radiant damage.
Okay.
And for his second attack, that's a 25 and 7 radiant damage. And then for his, we're going to do a first level smite. That's going to be an extra 5 radiant damage.
All right, so you're just rending this thing, and that radiant damage, like rips open chunks of tree flesh, but it's still up in it's still up and going. It just looks at you with utter hate.
That's it for me.
All right, so our 9s are up.
I'm gonna cast another fireball. This is what you do against plant creatures. You cast fire magic.
So
And
you have 2 companions, or you have 3 companions in melee with this creature.
I can cast it like over there, so it doesn't. So it gets this thing within its 20-foot range, but not the other guys. Sure. Would you say?
Well, you know what? I'll say you can because it's huge. Like you can aim for the top.
Yeah. I figure I'm scorching the forest behind it thoughtlessly, and this gets caught within it.
It's all good. We're gonna build homes here and do. We're gonna have crops afterwards. It's all good.
Yeah. So I've just made a nice little car park area with 30 points of damage. DC 15 on the reflex save.
All right, let's see. Oh, so it fails a save, and you just blow the top of this thing off. So it looks like a giant tiki torch at this point, and is like kind of like wobbling around before it falls over across the trench.
Okay, and now because I'm not entirely thoughtless, I'm gonna use Ray of Frost to start putting out fires just to sort of control the.
Okay, you can definitely do that, and I'll allow that. It's going to take a little while, but you're able to kind of like get it under control.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put out every single flame, but I'm basically gonna go there. Okay, so this isn't gonna go any further. I'm fine.
Create a breakpoint.
Yeah, basically.
I'll tell you what, while he's doing that, I'm figuring a short rest is probably in order.
Sounds like a plan.
I feel fine.
Oh, hey,
I don't
makes one of
understand.
us.
You guys take a short rest without any problems. The only thing that seems to happen in that time is the sun kind of hits its zenith and then begins not setting, but it's getting later in the day. And as it gets later in the day and the sun passes the high point, that amorphous shadowy area around the mound seems to expand.
Well, that answers that question.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I guess one question I have: do I get any spell slots back with a short rest?
As a
I do.
paladin, you do not.
As a paladin, I do not. Okay.
I do, and I feel that that is very prudent of me to do so. I technically would miss out on an extra spell slot, but it's like we're going to the big glowy rock. I'd rather get these points back now than later.
So, is the plan to continue approaching the big glowy rock?
I think so. This is the adventure away.
Okay. So as you
Thorgrim
guys,
is prudent enough to gulp down healing potions before he does that, though.
okay. Well, you guys took a short rest, so you get back whatever hit points you're getting back, whatever ability
Okay.
recharge, the recharging, all that kind of
Awesome.
stuff happens. So as you get to the glowy rock, what you realize is it is actually more spherical in nature. It's not actually a mound. You know, as you get closer, you can actually distinguish the shape inside. And what you believe is happening is that amorphous, dark, shadowy area around the outside seems to be expanding slowly, and the sunlight definitely seems to be hindering and affecting it. But within that shadowy area, you see these luminescent green, glowing. They look almost like worms or veins crawling, or maybe snakes crawling across this giant spherical. Looks like a rock, but it seems to be so like rock-like in nature, but it's so black and dark. It's even darker than the shadow around it, which makes it kind of like visible. And in that shadowy area, and almost seems like it's like seeping out of those when you see those snakes crawl across. More of those spectral, shadowy creatures, like they come right up to the very edge of the darkness and shadow, and you see like the face, like almost like cellophane or something, trying to press out, and then kind of like suck back in and like recoil from the sunlight. You hear the whispering. The only thing that you could equate it to is it sounds like the whispering of the damned.
So
Lost it again.
Well, Thorgrim has a clever plan for this. We go in and hit it with our axe.
I'm gonna try to bless it. They liked it so much the last time.
How far out is it from us?
You guys are as close as you want to be.
Okay.
So it looks like there is probably about 30 feet between the actual rock, the mound, the meteor, comet, whatever you want to call it, and the edge of that shadowy darkness. Now, those of you got 2 paladins and a wizard amongst you guys. So you suspect once night falls, those creatures that are being held back within the darkness are going to be freed. And you've watched this darkness kind of spread and grow as you approach it. It seems to be in correlation to the actual sun itself. Scott, what is your wizard's intelligence?
20.
Yeah, with a 20 intelligence, you could probably surmise that when it landed yesterday, it was much smaller, the sphere around it, and the creatures that got out were probably the number that could get out, or were affected by the aura.
What are the chances that there would have been that this thing would have caused, like at nighttime, if it was still in the sky, it could have caused the moon to be blotted out?
You're thinking that like maybe it could have appeared that way if it crossed in front of someone's vision.
Right.
So it looks like the things that are stuck in this are harmed by the light specifically.
I'm not so sure you would say harmed by, but it seems to be holding them back.
Pavu's Sunblade, it can emanate 30 feet bright light, and it counts for intensive purposes as sunlight. So he's gonna kind of like slowly hold it out and see what he could do with it.
Okay, so as you do that, it pushes back the darkness,
Right.
So it's a 30-foot sphere around the rock, so you would have to go right up to it in order to encompass it.
Okay.
So as you do that, the closer you get, it just keeps pushing back and pushing back the darkness until there's just this ebony rock in front of you, and like the wraith creatures, they seem to be sucking back into the rock, almost like they're trying to get away from the sunlight. And the sounds are diminishing. You still hear them, but like before they're more like moans and cries. Now they're more like whispers emanating from the rock. And the rock itself is probably like close to 15, 20 feet in diameter. Rough.
I'm gonna try that abjure enemy on it. I don't know what that'll do, but I'll try it.
Okay,
so
wait,
it says one creature. I don't see a creature. Never mind.
I'm just trying to figure out. Gosh, I'm so glad I picked an enchantment wizard. This is just such a great selection for this particular encounter.
So one of the things you observe, right? You're all observing it, but you're smarter than the rest of them. At a 20 intelligence, you're pretty much a genius. The sunlight is definitely having an effect. It's driving back the dark magic that seems to be seeping out of it. And the fact that what he's using is basically radiant energy or holy magic. So you seem to think that is actually working.
No, well, that part I'd sort of figured out. I'm trying to figure out what I think would happen if I tried to attack the rock, the meteorite. Like if we got an opening towards the rock itself and then I attacked it, would that be exactly what they want, or would that be how we destroy, how we stop this from happening?
So you've got two hypotheses. One is you crack it open like an egg and let something out.
Woo!
Magic, kind of holding everything together. But one of the things you do know for certain is that it seems like divine power is far more effective in this instance than anything probably brought forth by Arcane or Marshall.
Yeah. I'm going to pass that on to our paladins and just say if there's anything they can do to like prepare themselves or buff themselves, or even better, buff us.
Well, one of the things I can do,
or me.
Since we took the short rest, can I do the inspirational speech again?
I believe you can. Also, do you have knowledge religion? You said.
Yes.
As do I.
Let me roll that. 21.
Nice.
Did you want me to roll?
No, it's okay. I asked him for a specific reason.
Okay.
So you feel like with the help of the other paladin, you could probably pour your divine energy into this thing as well. And kind of like you were saying with like blessing it, but perform a ritual and harness the power of your channel divinity to abjure enemy kind of on it. And you feel like this rock, whatever it is in itself like a creature. You think it has an evil sentience to it. You think between that and the sunlight, the two of you might be able to combat it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try that abjure enemy.
So you start doing that.
Yeah.
you're kind of like right up against it with your sunblade pouring in the light. So now we're going to kind of like enter into a skill challenge, and
Say it one more time.
we're going to enter into kind of like a skill challenge where you
Okay.
guys can try different things using your skills to shut this thing down.
All right.
So essentially, what I feel like what you guys are going to do is come up with a ritual on the fly to try and banish this evil. You're performing like an exorcism.
Probably
I
will
didn't take
probably
protection from evil. That one I didn't.
will probably try to hold his holy symbol in one hand and his sunblade in the other, and try to get both as close to the rock as possible while like fervently whispering prayers as quickly as possible.
So part of you kind of wants to like stick, impale this thing with your
Yeah, a lot of Pavu wants to do that.
with your sunblade and try and like.
So I could try to strike it with my Dragon Slayer, and then use a spell slot to do radiant damage to it. Not to mention that extra damage with the to the undead.
Okay, like channel radiating energy into. Cool. So that's what you two are doing. What the other three of you guys? What do you want to try and do?
I'm going to prepare and cast Identify. Does that work on magic items only, or just any magic thing?
That's a good question. I think it's pretty much magic items.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. In that case, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is there any sort of, like, I'm proficient in pretty much all the knowledges is. So
Okay.
I've got history as well to try and figure, like, has this ever happened before? Do we know about this thing occurring?
All right, give me a knowledge history check.
21.
All right, 21. You have heard of similar things like this happening. You believe the power of the paladins is going to be able to drive it back. So you're going to actually be able to give them advantage on one of their checks
Nice.
in order to help them defeat it. Kyle, you feel like you want to get your sword inside of this thing and light it up from the inside, but it is extremely it's a rock essentially.
Yeah.
And you're fighting against that.
Probably if has touching the rock like with a hand like incurred any negative effects yet?
You touched it with your hand?
Pavu is heavily considering it. he's probably like a half-inch off, just like seeing if he feels anything.
Yeah, you feel the negative emanations coming from it, and it just gives you the like willies and stuff.
Okay.
And it gives you a really bad feeling.
All right. Well, I'm probably preparing to try to drive the sword in, because it's only like energy. It's not actually any physical blade to it.
Yeah, even so, you feel like it's a physical barrier.
Right.
Like you feel like it's trying to push through something physical.
Okay.
And you know your sword isn't actually a physical thing, so that doesn't make sense, and you just feel like you need a little bit more oomph to get it in there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do once again with the sword, trying to
channel radiant energy through it. Okay.
Actually, Bane might do some damage.
You feel inherently. I think you feel like Bane is a bad idea.
Okay.
You feel like Bane would align with the kind of energy this thing puts out.
I'm just standing guard because I assume something's going to attack the paladin as soon as he starts actually impacting that rock.
Well, the one paladin, Pavu, with his glowing sword, you see him struggling to try and push it into this meteor thing.
Can I assist?
You can. How would you like to do it?
Hey, I'm strong. They'll help him push.
Give me an athletics check.
Yeah.
I can make a religion roll just to sort of help out with the whole affair as well. Like maybe not necessarily channel the power, but I don't know, help make it as serene as possible. Make sure they've got all their necessary spell implements. If they need to make a small animal sacrifice, reach into my pouch.
Well, right now, because if you've kind of already acted, so you can give advantage to any one of the next rolls that are coming up. Right now, Thorgrim is trying to assist by helping Pavu push the Sunblade into it, which you feel like is a good idea. What is Ander doing?
Does the Sunblade happen to be oriented straight up and down?
That's up to Pavu. Like, how are you doing it?
Well, I thought about climbing on top and sorting the stoning it down, but touching it doesn't seem like a good idea. So it's probably more like straight at it, like more horizontal.
Okay, well, that takes my idea out of the table.
And Thorgrim, what did you get on that athletics check?
Athletics check is, let's see. I have an inspiration from earlier, right? So I can reroll this. That's better. 23.
Okay. You've just pushed the blade halfway through into the rock. And as it does that, those snakes that have been crawling across it, those lines of fissures, couple things happen. One is you see sunlight starting to radiate out of some of those. Two, you hear those cries and whispers become screams as the blade penetrates.
Pavu would also like to channel divinity. One of the ancients' channel divinity is magical tendrils. So maybe the magical tendrils could help us try to finish this hilt, get it as close into the rock as possible.
All right. Any ideas of what you want to do, Ander?
I was hoping the blade was straight up and down because I was going to try something really dumb. So I guess I'll just wait and see if there's an enemy I can try it on instead. So if something pops out, I'll make an action.
Okay. So you almost feel like in desperation, a wraith kind of like reaches out from inside this crater thing. You can tell that the sunlight is just like burning it to even do it. But it reaches out for Pavu and taking damage the whole time. And the attempt is so feeble that its spectral hands can't even grasp. They just kind of like sink through your forearms. It burns a little bit, but doesn't actually do damage. Scott, Malone is kind of like circling and calling out different things and pointing out, what's working and what isn't working to the rest of the party, and the combined efforts of the paladin and actually the barbarian as well, trying to drive this thing through seems to be doing the trick. Like it almost looks like it's the outer crust is like beginning to crack even more. As you guys pour radiant energy into it. So, does Pavu have religion?
No.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
All right. It's gonna be 17.
Okay. When you channel your divinity, what happens is the vines kind of like explode out the other side of this meteor and shoot up and wrap around your hands as well as the hands of the barbarian and the hilt of the sword. And he's like, pull it in, slam the hilt into the rock. And it just begins like beams of light begin shooting out in every direction from this meteor until it just begins to like dissolve. It's like looking at the sun until you guys are just standing there in a crater with seeing sunspots from staring at this thing. It's completely dissolved, and you see nothing. Nothing of its traces behind you. When you look at that furrow where the blackened earth was, it actually shimmers a little bit. Almost looks like glass or marble or something, as the blackness that was there before is no more.
Hooray!
Yay.
Another day on the job, says Thorgrim.
And this area is permanently sanctified.
Oh, nice. And slightly burnt.
And upon this rock I will build my church.
So we're like whole now.
Yeah.
And also the crater itself, it looks like it's almost like fused. So it's this bowl like 20 foot in diameter.
Nice.
Very good.
So
Did we just win?
It seems as if you have put down the threat to the village of Hoggleford and stopped whatever this was. There's still a question mark of where it came from. Was there a power behind it, or was it just random chance?
Thorgrim's totally used to this, attacking things and not really knowing why or what any of the purposes are behind it. It's pretty common stuff.
He calls it Tuesday.
I'm going to go to the tavern and make sure that everyone knows about how we identified the thing that put out the moon. I'm not 100% certain that that's what this is, but it'll stop them from panicking again.
That's no way to get a reward. Tell them we fixed everything.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We fixed everything. Yeah.
With that, they welcome you back to the village, and they have a feast in your honor that night. There are several marriage proposals, and you're welcome to come visit the village of Hoggleford anytime you like. Your meals and your mead will always be free here. For saving their village.
Nice.
I'm not returning to the nag. I'm just going to move in.
And going forward into the future, if you guys don't, they actually do move their church to this location, as it is consecrated ground now. So with that concludes Dead Moon Rising. Thanks guys for playing. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
So until next time, guys, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.